Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Watcher of Realms video. Guys, got some really exciting event news for Christmas coming up. We've got our first ever, as far as I'm aware, legendary shard summon event coming in this December. So Alistar here from the new faction, the new, the Arbiters, is coming and available for everybody to collect during December. So a continuous damage, true damage hero, recommended for guild boss and like single target DPS modes. Do have a cheeky little visual of this dude, and it says here shard summon event starting from the 15th. So a week from today, we're going to be getting the Alistar event kind of like kicking in, and you're going to be able to pick him up. Alongside that as well, I did just watch a Ivy Lee video, so you should go and check out Ivy Lee Gaming on her channel, her Watchers channel. And she's also seen a cheeky extra event for what I guess is a guaranteed summons in this game. So once you've summoned a certain amount of summons, you will get this guaranteed hero. Now, this was a hero that was on the Forerunner server. So the server that's been out there before the kind of global launch, and people are still playing that. But last Christmas, there was this hero, who is called, let me just make sure it's right as well, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn was like the limited summon event, and it's one of these ones where you can only pick them up during those events. Okay, so and it looks like we might have some other Christmassy ones coming through as well. So probably quite a lot going on. We also know there's other Christmas themed events coming through. We don't have the details of those yet, as far as I'm aware. But I want to say a massive thank you to Dan Haleman, who has dropped me some info on these different heroes. So Dan is on the test server, and he's got access to different heroes and different abilities and all that type of stuff. So I'm sure my editor's going to do a great job here of making this look less like me reading from an Excel spreadsheet. But that's what I'm doing. So Alistair here, he's going to be an Arbiter, so one of the Arbiter faction, and a Watcher. He's got a talent. Each attack on the same target increases his attack speed by 30, stacks up to 5 times, and will last for 5 seconds. And then when reaching full stacks, each basic attack will start to do true damage, equal to 80% attack. He's got this ability which is similar to the rest of the Arbiter group. Yeah, here we go. So this is the Lord of that group, but they've got this Radiant Erosion ability. So deals true damage based on the carrier's defense for this hero every 2 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So Alistair's got that same mechanic as well, the Radiant Erosion. So he gets the Radiant Erosion on up to 10 enemies in range, and increases the hero's attack by 35%. When reaching full talent stacks on his passive here, if the target's inflicted with 3 stacks of Radiant Erosion, each attack got a 30% chance to deal extra damage. And then his Noble Debilitation here, when reaching full talent stacks, each basic attack inflicts damage reduction as well. So he's going to be basically, a true damage nightmare. He's going to be a bit like Nocturne from the game already. So it feels important to stack his kind of like talent up, because then you're going to start to get the Radiant Erosion out, which means you're getting your true damage away. And it feels like the more of those stacks you get going, the faster you'll start to get that true damage maxing out. And Awakening 1, which might be interesting considering he's going to be available as a shard fusion. Sometimes you can get like 2 copies of this dude if they do it in the same way they do the epics. When reaching full talent stacks, basic attack has got a 15% chance of inflicting a stack of Radiant Erosion as well. Which again, is just going to keep that true damage ticking away. Dan's actually put a picture here of his range as well, which is cool. So, probably what you'd expect from a mage, honestly. But yeah, feels like he's going to be a solid addition, in terms of damage dealer and hero for most people's accounts. His cost is quite high at 25. If I compare that to my Nocturne, who I think is a pretty good comparison for this guy, has got a cost of 19, so considerably less, but he's got a better range than Nocturne in terms of being able to kind of like fill out those back squares. So yeah, I think it's going to be a decent pickup for most people. Let's have a look at Gwendolyn then. And again, Gwendolyn, she's not in game right now either. And we're only doing this as an assumption this is going to happen, because there's nothing confirmed. We're just going based on what happened on the Forerunner server last year. But she's a healer, and damn, look at the size of her range. So she's got a range similar to Vortex. She's got a cost of 18, which is about decent. Talent here. When allies are shielded of all types, the shield can absorb an extra 10% damage. When allies with HP below 50% are shielded by this hero, the shield can absorb 20% extra damage. So it's like an additional reduction of damage, I guess. Ultimate is expensive at 1200. You can reduce that to 1000. Grants a shield to one ally in range, which can absorb damage equal to 60% of Gwendolyn's max HP. And she is an HP-based healer, which I like. Each of the surrounding allies gain a shield with half of the strength. Okay, that's actually nice. That is nice. Okay. Lasting for 10 seconds. The shield strength will be affected by healing effects. And you get more shield strength here with books as well. You've then got this passive here, or so a basic attack. Grants HP-based shield to one ally in range. The shield strength scales with healing effects. Does she actually do healing as well? Or is it just shielding? And then Frigid Flurry. When the shields for allies are gone, deals damage equal to 10% of Gwendolyn's max HP on up to 2 enemies around the allies. That's actually really interesting. And inflicts a freeze. So it's like she's like a shield champion, and then the shields like pop for damage and freeze targets around. And then we've got some of the awakening stuff here. She has got pretty good base HP. I'm not sure about this hero either, honestly. Like, so, you know, if you've got to save up all of your summons, let's say you're like, I have not done any summons this weekend, and I'm probably not going to. And I guess I'm going to save up and pick up Gwendolyn because I'm really short of a top tier healer. I've got myself Ezrin, and then probably my next best, really, I've got Hollow and I've got Vortex. They're both good, don't get me wrong, they're both good. But I'm kind of missing that legendary healer. So I'm wondering if she might be quite a good addition to my roster. But it's quite an interesting mechanic. Shields, which then pop into damage. You know, it's probably, or it's certainly not going to be like the clan boss type healer or anything like that. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? What do you think of Alistair? Is it someone you want on your accounts? Obviously, once we get more in-game clean info, then I will share it in more detail. Not seeing any actual events popping for it yet, but I guess we'll start to see those early next week. Anyway, there you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.